The shit I make is timeless and I'm constantly reminded. From here on out it's only pluses and it's never minus. Until they see me on their timeline, they never mind it. Everybody on it now, they wanna get behind it. Still great even after when I close my eyelids.
How y'all doing? Welcome to the Ikeconic Podcast, where seeing is believing and dreaming is achieving. Today we have none other than artist, rapper, visionary, Noochie. How you doing, bruh?
I'm cool, man.
How's your day going?
Phenomenal, man.
Hey, that's good to hear.
Every day like that.
It's cold outside. I see you got the two coats on.
Nah, for sure.
let them see what's underneath that junk. You hear? We got the V on. You know you always got to represent when you come in this junk. But
sure.
It's great to have you today. Today we're just gonna be talking a little bit about who you are, where you come from, what you stand for. So tell the people a little bit about how you came to be and how you started rapping, basically. Man, making music. I couldn't even call it rapping, honestly.
Nah, for sure, man. I mean, I came up underneath. Well, I was lucky enough to come up underneath one of the pioneers of, hip hop in DC.
For sure.
One Way Boobe. That's my father.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like born into it for real. But think about it the same way. I'm not sure, what anybody else's parent may have done, but like, if your parent do that, like sometimes that's just what they do. You don't really think about it super in depth, or it's like it's super inspiring to you, or you don't realize that until you get in a certain position or you get to a certain level in life. But yeah, I coming up in that, it kind of subconsciously put the music bug in me.
Mm-hmm.
And even like my mom and my grandma, like riding in the car with them, like just so much different old school music. It was just music was just around the whole time. So it was like that kind of.
But would you say like, so some people when their parents grow up and they're doing the thing that they end up doing, they kind of resent it. They kind of like it's oversaturated. They feel like, man, my dad does music. I don't want to be, my dad's JR. I don't want to be my dad's shadow. So they want to, deviate from that. But you kind of were motivated by your dad doing the music, and that exposed you to it early and made you want to do it.
Well, I can't necessarily say that he made me want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was my love for, like, they opened the door to music for me.
Yeah.
And even further down the line, like in my artistry, like paved some type of ground for me to walk on. But as far as like when I got into it, it was like when I heard like Reasonable Doubt and So Far Gone at the same time. That was like the first time I heard Drake. And the first time I heard the first Jay-Z album. So it was like I heard them simultaneously, and like they both kind of did the same thing to me. And I'm young as fuck. So Far Gone come out like 2009, 2008,
so
or whatever.
Ago.
And I'm young. I don't know how old I was at then, probably like 12. I don't remember how old I was. But I was young.
If you had to put an age to it, what age would you say like this is the age I started making music?
I started releasing music at 17.
But when did you start writing?
I started writing music young as hell, probably like 11, 10, like stuff. Like I used to be with my little cousin.
From the beginning, that's crazy.
I mean, not my little cousin, he's my older cousin. But he used to have the USB mic hooked up to Audacity.
I used to use Audacity back in the day
so,
too.
Yeah, I was doing that like way before I was taking it serious. And that was before like I told like my dad or anybody that I was like doing or interested in it, or like showed signs that I had interest. It was just like something that I did in free time or just out of passion. And like even to this day it still feels like that. Like that's why I feel like I like it so like like it's in me. Like I'm in the shit. Like I'm in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So like when did you decide this is what my artist name is gonna be? Was that like a childhood nickname that people gave you, or like how did that come to be?
Yeah, Nooch was damn near given the same time as birth.
Yeah.
Like my real name Antoine.
Okay.
But Nooch was a name that my mother best friend had gave me like as a baby. It was Noochie.
Yeah.
And I guess it matured into Nooch.
Yeah, I feel you.
And then eventually Noochie became the artist name too. So like I got music out as Nooch and One Way Nooch and shit too. So like if you look at like older stuff, it'd be One Way Nooch. But Noochie is since like 2016, and that's what people, kind of know me for. They consider like a lot of my first shit I dropped would be under Noochie.
Yeah, that's tough. So when do you feel like the moment where it was like, I'm pretty good at this, like I could take this somewhere, I could take this to the next level? When was that moment for you? Around what age, or what caused you to feel like that?
I always felt like I was good because of who I listened to.
Yeah.
Because I was like, these people are influencing me, so it's only right. It only feels like I'm gonna be as good as them.
For sure.
But of course, looking back at it, I'm like, I wasn't. That shit was weak as fuck. But now, looking back, I want to say like when I started putting stuff out for real, like 17.
Okay.
I had put my first video on Worldstar. It was called "Gotta Go," and I was still in high school, and that shit had like 100,000 views before lunch.
For real?
Yeah, and
so everybody in that joint was just like,
yeah, and they running around school, they sing, rapping the joint.
They was already supporting your music.
Yeah, well, so just like it was like all simultaneously.
Okay,
it was like this
so
was like the
same time. Yeah,
the big birth of it.
Yeah,
even prior to that though, like I had already I started rapping with this dude, and while we was in school, and like we were kind of like not like a group, but like we would just make music together. Like my father had the studio and shit. And he kind of like he was kind of more hungry than me at the time about getting in the studio.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, shit, if you fuck with me, we could probably get in there for free and just, you could just rock out. But we probably gonna have to make some shit together. Yeah. Like I'm just trying to look out for him and get him some studio time. But it's also like I'm excited by somebody else's drive to get in the lab. So it's like
it's someone motivated. When you competing with somebody, it's kind of it's good. Good friendly competition is always good.
Yeah, it was like somebody. It was like a little challenge. It was like, oh, somebody. Might be. And then the nigga was better than me. That's how I felt about it. I felt like he was better than me. So I felt like it pushed me to be like, I can't keep making songs with this nigga and he crushing me on these verses.
Nah, yeah.
And even if everybody else not saying it, that's how I'm feeling. Like I'm listening to it like, oh, they fuck with me, but
they bopping their head a little more than his shit.
Yeah, or even me, I'm just listening. I'm like, man, that shit was tight. I can't say no shit like that.
You can't say nothing about it.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that really was when. So like 2013. It was February 2013. I dropped my first shit, and I was like, the response I got after that, like, it's going on Worldstar, so I'm expecting like a bunch of hating ass comments, a couple thousand views, joning, like whatever the fuck, but a couple followers. But the jump was getting good.
Blew up.
It was getting good responses, and I was surprised. So I was like, damn. And a lot of the comments was like, damn, dude, he got anything else out? And I ain't had nothing else out at the time.
Like, I gotta hurry up
so it was like, my man Ryan, Spy Bread, I've been recording this since I've been recording. And he was like, man, what you gonna do? You gotta put a tape together. We gonna put a project together. And then like, everybody kind of started gradually getting behind it. And then that's when like the movement kind of started like that. Like I had Glizzy on my first project, Trail.
That's tough.
Wale, Light Show.
The OGs, big hitters in the DMV.
Man, what? And moving forward, like, that was the move right there.
How'd you get them? Like, how did you reach out to those artists? Or they
a lot of that shit was kind of because of my father being. I was in it. Like I grew up in it. So these people, a lot of these people that know me before I was rapping, or at least they seen me before. Yeah. So it's like, think about like how Steph Curry father Dale Curry was in the NBA already. Like a lot of these people already know Steph Curry. Like he grew up around these NBA people.
For sure.
So it's like it's kind of the same way for me in that aspect. But it's still like you can't act like Steph Curry ain't one of the most toughest motherfucking game-changing people in the history of basketball at the same time.
And it's probably because he was around it so often.
For sure,
so
he was around the greatness.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to say that your father ain't make it easy for you, but he definitely he put work in for his seat, and like it's just a line of putting work in. He put in work so he could put in work, and his work like tenfolds his
legacy,
work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole. That's what you want. Like even to the point where when I first started doing it, my father, when he introduced me as his son, he would just call me, "This is my artist."
That's dope. Yeah.
Like, this is my artist, and then that way the person ain't got no pre notions on how to feel, whether they over fuck with me because of that or don't fuck with me at all because of that.
Because they fuck with your pops. Yeah, I feel you.
Nah, for sure.
So when you put music out, who would you say that people say you most resemble in terms of your style and the way that you rap?
Sometimes I could tell some people go off the voice.
Okay.
Some people go off what I'm talking about, and some people go off the beat choice. Like I've noticed, like I'm an engineer. Like I went to school for engineering and shit too, so I know how to audio engineer. Like I know how to work all that shit.
That's tough.
This mic shit I know about all that shit. But like I noticed, like I listen different to stuff, and even when people. I listen to how people listen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I notice some people, that's what you listening for, because somebody might say I sound like Meek Mill. But then motherfucker might say I look like Meek Mill. So you saying that shit because I look like it was that? Like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Some people say J. Cole because the topics and, the real life shit.
Yeah, real life shit.
Some people would say Kendrick just because fucking with different flows. Or I done heard even like in this most recent a little article I read, they said Lil Wayne. And I was like, and that's the one I got excited about because that's what I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Got him.
But
Finally.
even still though, it was crazy. I feel like I just started making stuff that I really fuck with. And for somebody to make that comparison when I feel like I'm at that level, it just let me know a little bit. Not that I'm there, but it's like
getting there in the right direction.
Man, keep doing it.
Stay in your bag.
Keep doing you slim right now. So yeah, I always felt like if you are super inspired by one person, you're gonna sound like that person.
For sure.
But if you inspired by a bunch of people, you just gonna sound like you.
Yeah.
You're gonna sound like one person.
And just blend all of those together.
Because
it's
gonna be different amounts of this person. It's like a recipe. Like you both can make spaghetti, but this shit gonna be hitting a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
With the sugar and everything, the little secret recipe.
Yeah.
So who would you say that you try to model your style after? Like who do you look up to in the past, present, and who do you?
Man, the greatest. That's it.
It's
not even one person.
Who's the greatest is
like
just
the greatest with an S.
Okay,
like
yeah.
The greats.
Plural, the greats, yeah.
Like that's
for sure.
that's it. Whoever I feel like excels well at what they do. Like that's who I pay attention to because I'm like sitting there picking at it like how is this person like why is this? How the fuck do they do this?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because everybody is just a human, so it's like you either born with it or you work hard enough to get it. You know what I'm saying? So if you do both, shit,
you're a different animal.
That's what I'm saying. So. Like, of course, I admire people like Jay-Z, Drake, Kanye, Wayne, and even, like, I like Ice Cube, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like, these are a lot of people that I admire, like, business-wise and music-wise and just in person-wise, too. It's, like, just the type of energy they give off through the different mediums that we able to, hear them through. Like, we ain't never met some of these people, but we feel like we know them.
Yeah, the way that they expose
like
themselves.
even in that, I feel like that's a trait of people that's great. Like they're able to, give off
corral, yeah, like
beyond
just making music.
Even meeting them in person, you could feel them. Like this shit crazy.
That's what I hope I can do in the future. Just affect folks without even knowing me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, who would you say your top 3 are? If you had to pick right now, top 3 rappers right now.
Like actively?
Yeah, actively.
I mean, even if they not dropping shit right now.
Yeah, I mean nobody's COVID.
Cause my shit definitely is Kendrick. I fuck with Freddie Gibbs like shit.
Freddie Gibbs, yeah, that's a solid one.
Damn, 3 is a small number.
I know. I'm trying to narrow it down, make you really think.
All right, well I'm gonna just go back and say my favorites. If we talking about my favorites is Freddie Gibbs, Benny the Butcher, and. Just right now, who I'm listening to the most. I listen to R&B like shit for real.
That's all I really listen to.
But I do listen to rap like a motherfucker. Niggas gotta be on their toes. But yeah, it'll have to be Kendrick because I'm just waiting for him to drop something, and then so that way when he do drop something, this have some great time. Like this will age well. Like this nigga just came out with that shit. So hopefully,
So would you say like? You've been in the DMV for most of your life. Would you say this is the spot that you want to stay at for the rest of your life, or would you want to get out of this area?
Of course not.
Like, what would be your top spot to go to and move to and live, and for what reason?
I mean, I've been traveling like a lot of my life. Like, not like I was no military kid or nothing and shit like that. But like once I got into music shit, I realized that you can't get this shit sitting still.
Yeah,
it's not gonna come to you. You gotta go get it. You gotta spread your name. You can't try and do all this internet shit if you want to, but you actually got to go out and touch these places.
Yeah, and see people in person.
Yeah, so like, I mean, to be honest, I would love my story to have a point where I'm successful as fuck living out Cali somewhere. Like that'd be nice. But I always love Atlanta. Like,
I was just about to say I knew you was gonna say Atlanta.
But I went to middle school. I went to 8th and I started 9th grade in middle school. I mean, in Atlanta, and that was like a game changer for me, like just life-wise, like just to be exposed to that. And then afterwards, like once I like graduated high school and shit, I went to recording engineering school.
Damn, that's tough.
And got my got a little certified
certification,
in audio engineering. And after that, I like started running sessions and shit, and I eventually got noticed, and I was dropping music and shit all the time. This like after I dropped the shit out at the high school and shit. But I got noticed by these people in Atlanta for some of the shit I was putting out, and it turns out the dude that actually did he had a Grammy. He had Grammys for No Scrubs and Bills.
That's tough.
And his name's Shakespeare.
That was just chance that you met him, or it was like
Nah,
right
for
place,
sure.
right time?
This shit was like this, bro. Like, and this is getting back to the Atlanta thing. I'm not getting off topic.
Nah, it's all good.
This was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But prior to that, like, I said I wanted to get signed before I got out of high school. Of course, that's not going to, like, it was like 3 months.
Yeah.
So it was like, you had to go super hard
Shoot
or like
for the
whatever.
stars,
Like,
for
you
the
had to go
moon
super
type.
viral
Yeah.
or some shit. Old Town Road or whatever. But I was like, once I started doing the sessions and shit, that was like my way of getting bread. But it was like, I was so focused on making the music, like my marketing and like all that shit wasn't put together for like to be running a business, to me be recording people all the time. And even like my passion wasn't in recording other people. Like I did this shit so I could do for myself.
Yeah, for sure.
And make my shit greater, like that was my goal. And even for like my people that's around me, not to be doing it for random motherfuckers for bread. Like, bread cool, but it's like some shit bigger than bread.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like, bro,
the bread will come if you're doing the right
I do this shit
things.
because I tell people that all the time. Like, bro, if you just do this shit because you love it,
It's going to work out somewhere.
I'm telling you, bro, you can't be stupid about it.
That's what everything. Yeah, you're
Don't
right.
be stupid about it, but of course you got to know if you put 100% into this shit,
Some
you gonna get
some gonna
some
shake
back.
eventually. Nah,
I'm telling
that's how I
you.
feel about everything.
But yeah, after the recording wasn't going too, like, it wasn't too consistent. I had got this little warehouse job, and like my aunt, she was working there, and she kind of got me easy in there. But like once I got in there, it was just regular work job and shit like that. So it was a warehouse, bro. It was just so depressing
Yeah, that's not the
and
move.
draining, bro. All these old dudes in there talking about they been smoking cigarettes and been here for 15 years, same pay and all that shit. I'm like,
And that's the thing, bro. When you working a job, bro, a job keep you broke. People don't realize this, but like you swapping your time for money, and a job gives you just enough money so you can get back to them. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
exactly.
bro, it's crazy. And
Exactly.
people that work 2 jobs, it's the same thing. You're getting a little more money, but you're just wasting even more
For
of your
sure.
time. So it's like you really got to find something that you love, and then when you work, you can work. It's nothing wrong with working a regular job, but I feel like with your free time, when you're not working, you got to start developing a skill or something that you love that
Nah, for
you know
sure.
you can do and make money off of and make a living from. So
100%.
yeah, that
I
job
remember-
shit is not it.
I remember one time I was riding my father, we stopped at the gas station. I don't even know what made the nigga say this, but he was just like, man, I don't know how the fuck a motherfucker could sit there and work their whole life, Monday through Friday, get this little ass from
Bruh, the
from
baby
the
paycheck.
from the time you wake up to the time you get tired, you get home, now you sleepy. And then now you go to sleep, and now you wake up again. Now you back at the motherfucking spot
Back
you
at
ain't
your
want to be
job.
at.
Yeah,
And then it's like you living there more than you paying all this for this house.
rent,
And you living
exactly.
you living at your job. But he was like, you just sitting there and you get this little ass bit of the weekend, and now that's the time you living. And then now it's back to
back
reality.
to work, back to
That's
reality.
reality. Why the fuck is that reality? That's the
Not
crazy
tough.
shit.
Not
Like,
tough at all.
but
bro.
even for people to, for you to automatically believe that's your reality, like that just showed me what type of person
it's the mindset
I'm dealing
yeah,
with already.
Exactly.
And not just say that we ain't been conditioned to think like that, but if I'm able to think like this, so are you.
Yeah,
in some
exactly.
way.
Nah,
you know what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
But what I was about to get at, the warehouse job,
Mm-hmm.
it was depressing as fuck. So I was like, man, I got to get out of here, bro. So I
yeah.
just quit one day, bro. I just
don't
quit
blame
with
you.
no plan, no nothing. I was like, bro, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't telling them well, shit. I kind of left fucked up because I didn't like how they was treating me in that jump.
Mm-hmm.
I was in there working my ass off, bro, and I wanted to
How
appreciate
much was
it.
How much was they paying you an hour?
Bro, I don't even remember, bro. That's not one shit.
It was in Atlanta.
No, this was up here.
Okay, cool.
This was
Minimum
up here.
wage.
This
You was
before,
probably
this before I went to Atlanta.
he's probably making like seven.
Nah, it was
working
more
hard.
than 7.
More than 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
more.
all right.
Might have been like 14. So.
Oh, that's straight.
It was cool, but it was like,
It's not
sometimes
worth
that shit don't be worth that,
Yeah,
bro. It'd be
bruh.
like, I'm trying to make.
Big bread.
You know what I'm saying?
Passively. You know
Look
what
at
I mean?
Elon. Like, let me let me sidetrack real
Mhm.
quick. The nigga Elon Musk, right? This nigga's the richest man in the world right
Yeah.
now. And I guarantee you that he don't even give a fuck.
I
that
swear,
he's the richest man.
the way that he tweets, the way that he carries himself, he really just by him tweeting something will move us. Literally this morning, he said, "I like Etsy," and the Etsy stock went up like $20. For
For
a stock to go
sure.
up $20, fool, thousands and hundreds of thousands of people got to be investing in that stock. So it's like
because they following him. He's the richest man, so they're gonna follow every word he say right now.
Bro.
But I was saying that to say that I feel like he got there by doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
Exactly.
Not by sitting there trying to follow somebody else shit or like listening to what everybody else think or like what you supposed to do. It's like you can't change some shit doing some shit that's done already.
Exactly.
There's no way to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why the fuck I quit, because I was like, this shit ain't working, bro. And so the dude had reached, is just by the grace of God, by like within like a month and some change later, they had reached out and was like, one of the songs, it was called Memory. It's me and my man just Paul. And he was like, yeah, just want to see what's up. And then I ended up going down there. Bro, my first day down there, nigga, I'm in the studio. It's probably one of the most laid out fucking studios.
For real.
Anybody that been there before know that this spot like that. Nigga, the first day I go in there, it's like a fucking, like a lair, like a bat cave or something with,
That's tough.
Dining, studio.
Was you nervous going in that joint, or you were like, I'm just here it's business?
I wasn't nervous. I was more so excited because this is like the same time that all my peers are in college. Like this one I chose, I was like, I'm not going to college.
Going that route.
I said, fuck that, bro. I already know what I'm trying to do. I'm not about to go get in debt for some shit that I don't want to do.
Exactly.
Some shit that people are already supporting this. I see the door open right there. Let me fucking
go full speed.
Let me run through it, bro. I was in the process of signing up for classes. I did my little the test to get in, like they see where I'm at and shit. I test pretty high, but I was like, I ain't doing this shit, bro. In the middle of picking classes on the computer, I just got up and walked out.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, I can't do this shit. And
sometimes you gotta bet on yourself, bro.
And look, bro, it didn't take me so far. But if I go back in time, I would pat on my back as I was walking out.
Sure,
I would have probably took some people. I said, y'all better come on.
Better slide with me.
I better bring y'all ass over. But look, the dude. I walk in there the first day in the studio, bro. It's TM88 and Southside in there produced, and I'm like, and it's one of the most laid out studios I ever seen. I'm like, okay,
this is something.
This different right
here.
Yeah,
this is different.
I'm like, all right. And so that was kind of like college for me, but like music
That's
college
tough.
in Atlanta,
Music
in
college
a studio
in Atlanta,
with a
in a
Grammy
studio,
winning the award-winning producers.
It don't get no better than
with
that.
the new wave of producers and like even like the clientele that was just walking in, like T.I. just walking in on Assassins, Ludacris just walking. Like Ludacris walked in the middle of me recording one of my verses for some shit, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Ludacris,
you probably come spit different. You like fix yourself up. Like I really got to come hard on this verse.
I was like, I mean, it was just I couldn't tell who he was because I was in the booth and it was like a camera in the booth and you could see in the machine room. I mean, in the vocal room or whatever. And I just seen somebody out there and I couldn't really tell because it was like on a security camera. But he took his hat off. I was like, this motherfucker Ludacris. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, all these people I ended up building good relationships with. Like to this day, like. If I see any of these people are like in a position to deal with any of these people, like it's all love all the time. So like, shout out to Southside. This nigga was in there selling people beats and giving me shit for free.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should say that, but you know what I'm saying. But it was love. Like the nigga, he got excited by seeing a young nigga in there
motivated,
working.
Yeah,
bro, I was in that joint I lived in that joint, bro. I was in it every day, bro. They dropped me out, they plucked me down the line and was just like, nigga, go learn, nigga. And
just like folks do, go to college, play football, and work out every day. You got to be in the stew and.
Bro, I was in that joint for hours, bro. I would write songs. He would leave me in there with beats, and then I write a song, a hook, a verse or something, probably like a verse and a hook, and then he'd come in that jump after I've been in there for hours and be like, nah, that ain't it.
For real? And how would that make you feel? You'd be like, damn, or just
I'd be
scrap
like,
it and get to the next one?
At first I'd be like, the fuck is this nigga talking about? That shit, you know how long I just said it, this motherfucker, he didn't give me no direction or whatever, but I was like, you know what? All right, cool. I ain't never show, in my head I'm thinking that, but I ain't never show that. So I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll just start over, do something else. He come back in that jump. Nah, it ain't. I'm like, what the fuck? I be in this show like, bro, I wrote 7 verses and 6 hooks to the same shit.
And he said, nah.
Yeah, but it just showed me, it wasn't like, I don't know if it was like a mind thing, because some of that shit was real fucking good. But a lot of times it also helped me bring the best out of me, because it was like, I'm at this point where everything got to mean something. Every, just really structuring songs. Like, this motherfucker got Grammys for a reason. That's how I'm looking at it. Like,
for sure.
I can't be looking at it like, I just know everything.
Yeah.
Or like, these people in this, like, this nigga has a studio and these people around him for a reason. So that's how I look at it. And that was like a real big thing for me. Like I was in strip clubs every day, like for lunch meetings and shit. Cause you said Atlanta, bro.
That's tough.
I was drinking Hennessy every morning, bro. I was drinking every day.
Brushing your teeth with the Henny, that's hilarious.
Bro, I was drinking every day, bro. It was lit as fuck. The whole time was lit. But it was like boot camp at the same time.
Yeah.
Bro. It was like I really had to. It was like going to D1 for football, but you still in school, nigga. You still got to be on your shit if you trying to make it to the next level. So it was like, bro, yeah, that shit was dope.
That's tough.
But Atlanta
is the spot
because like even that, like as far as like getting stuff done and meeting people and being able to, like, the industry is there, especially like the black industry. So it's like that's why I feel how I feel when you go there, because it's like you're welcome. Even if you ain't from here, you still feel like you at home and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel the same way about here too. But it's like music wise, it's as far as like the blackness of here, but as far as like the overall music industry for like all genres of music, it ain't really as lucrative here yet. It's becoming that way.
It's getting there, but
it's definitely becoming that way. But we're part of that right now. Like I feel like I'm gonna be a pivotal point, a piece
for sure
in making that happen. Like that's how I look at shit in the grand scheme of things.
Nah, for sure. Definitely. I feel like a lot of people here have the same sound, honestly. And when I was listening to your music, I was like, it ain't a lot of folks out here in the DMV that's really making music that sounds good. It has a message, and it's like just everything. The overall, I could tell you really put your time into the music. You know what I mean? You really break it down on every level. Even from your work, the cover art for your work, it's like I know you really thought through a lot of that stuff. So that's great to see that you put in the time. And even the way that you market yourself, like the Front Porch freestyles, I don't see nobody else doing that. Everybody else they maybe will get a little bit of studio time. They'll get their song, and then they'll ask their man Ray to go and shoot a video for them in the same spot with the same lighting, the same paraphernalia and things like that.
That's what I was gonna say. When you said something about everybody got a lot of the same shit, a lot of people got the same story. Yeah. So it's like when they get in there and tell it, it's like it's gonna sound the same.
But you got to spin it a different way. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's how it be.
Nah, and even like video wise, like I see people doing that, trying to do that Front Porch shit now. I see people trying to do. I see people trying.
It don't be as tough. You don't think it be as tough?
Come on now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like them Jones should be like way more
prevalent.
Yeah. But even though that wasn't my goal in the beginning, like I was just doing that shit because I was signed with Atlantic, and like I was trying to put shit out without putting shit out. Because they wasn't really, at the time, it wasn't really like I wasn't really getting the support of the building. So it was like, yeah, I'm not about to have them be owning pieces of nothing. So I'm gonna just wait till we get up out of there for real. But that was like something that I did in the meantime. Yeah. And it just grew legs, and people was fucking with it. But I be going back and listening to that shit. I be like, man, that shit was crazy.
I was just listening to the jump from a couple months ago, the What's Poppin' jump. I was like, yeah, this dude was spitting on that. I gotta have you. Would you mind running it back right now on it?
Sure, man.
All right, that's a bet. Let's get it popping. Let's see if we can find this jump. We good to go to Big B's? We good to go? Hey.
Puda, you the GOAT, boy.
Hey. Yeah. Look. I was just driving, just minding my business. I noticed somebody behind me. Shit had been hot on the block. It don't look like the cops, it's the ops, man, it gotta be. Buddy was in for a treat if he thought I was sweet and he thinking about robbing me. Reaching up under that seat for that heat, I gotta handle him properly. Just want a piece like Monopoly. I've been investing in property. Today in this troubled economy, she followed me, then she swallowed me. Just saw your bitch got her OnlyFans, and you thought you was the only man. But fuck it, that money the only plan. You can't get no money by holding hands. This shit a bop. I got a bitch to do yoga, a vegan, and listen to Pac. You gotta watch. I was just chillin', but niggas was trippin', so I had to stop. I'd rather not talk about problems, cause I get a lot. Talk about dollars, cause I get a lot. Tell you the truth, most of them niggas is hot. 2020 and they letting it rock. Never was fluke and I never been fooled. Never explain how I do what I do. All of my niggas is straight from the zoo. They might just shoot if you even not chew. Smoking first lady with my nigga Chew. Need a quick fix and I'm calling up boo. Backdoor bliss, always cool with Abdul. Free my big homie and free the fat fool. You gotta study and watch how I move. Feel my presence when I walk in the room. Like I'm Erykah Badu nephew. Don't gotta say shit, you can see him that dude. Bitches see me and they think I'm a move. See my braids and they think I'm a woo. Nigga crazy if you think I'ma lose. Give me the track and I eat it like food. Oi, free booby.
Sheesh. Hey, that was heat, bruh. How long did it take to write that?
Man, sometimes that should be flowing. It just
For
be
real?
going,
It just
bro.
go off the top?
Nah, I ain't go off the top, but that should be when that sometimes it should take days, sometimes it should take minutes, sometimes it should take months, sometimes it should take. But them Front Porch Jones, them Jones be like, that be wrote in one set, and like, it'd be like a vibe was caught, and then that shit just go. I find a beat that I'd be like, oh, that'd be a good Front Porch Jones. Cause like I've been doing it long enough now that I could be able to tell like what beats people didn't like the most. Yeah. What beats I like the most, and even like I got to be able to choose what people like over what I like sometimes, just because I'm making the words, so it's like I'm already gonna be giving what I want in that aspect. Yeah, so at least the beats I can sacrifice that sometimes, and it's already industry beats anyway. So it's like,
that's tough. Yeah. Your recent work too was amazing. You called it Sneaky Tapes, right?
Oh, nah, for sure.
My favorite song on that joint, I crank it every day. It's Pulp Fiction. It's like man. Some like you just like won a Super Bowl. Like just the way that it feels. I think you came in, you started. The shit I make is timeless, and I'm constantly reminded. Yeah, From here on out, it's only pluses and it's never minus. Until they see me on their timeline, they never mind it. Everybody on it now, they want to get behind it. Like I resonate with that shit heavily because everybody want to be a fan on the back end, but the ones that was really rocking with you from the beginning when you was just starting, those the ones you really got to rock with.
For sure. And it all be real life too. Like it be like just reflections of like if whatever line was said, it's probably like some shit just happened in real life, and I'm like, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. That's how I am with my ideas too, so I'm sure you do.
Or
the
like
same
somebody
thing.
just told me, man, your shit time. Or like people always be telling me, man, your shit ahead of the time. Or it's like, I can still listen to this shit ain't old. It's like, motherfucker tell me this shit time. It's all the time. Like, that's it. Ain't like, it's that easy to make a rhyme. And like, and it's that easy to make your real life art. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
For other people to indulge.
You just gotta paint the picture for them type shit.
Nah, I appreciate that, Mo. That Sneed tape, John. That John definitely. That was real. That was put together real quick, and I did it just because the Drummer Boy project I'm about to drop was already set in stone. Yeah. Like I already knew it was coming, so I was like, I haven't dropped nothing in like a whole project in years. So it was like, let me go ahead and put something out without a super push, just to see like just for me to gauge where I'm at real quick, and let me make it quality shit too, and let me take my time with it, even though I'm not gonna take my time with the release of it. Yeah, I'ma just feed the people that fuck with me.
Nah, for sure.
It's like I ain't about to keep just trying to do all this industry shit all the time. It's like I could do that when it count, or like when I'm supposed to, like as far as like handling business and shit like that. But as far as like the creative aspect of it and like connecting with people that fuck with me, it's like, bro, I could do that. I don't need nobody to show me how to do that.
Nah, I feel you on that one. So you was mentioning the industry shit, and I know like a goal for any rapper that's coming up is, I'm gonna make this music, I'm gonna keep putting out quality projects, and then hopefully I get signed. You actually you was in the mix with that. You want to talk a little bit about like the process and all the stuff that went down with that.
I ain't gonna hold you. That shit felt like
tough.
Like winning the Super Bowl a little bit for me, because it's like, damn, that's what we is in it for. Like I told you, I said I was trying to get signed before I graduated. Yeah. So it was like once I finally got it, I was like, damn, I ain't do it when I said I was gonna do it. Or like when I was trying to, but like
it still happened.
Yeah, it was like it just let me know that it was like, damn, you put that shit out there, it's like, and put the work in, that shit can happen. Even though it ain't play out exactly how I wanted it to, but at the same time, it kind of did, because it's like, bro, that shit opened so many doors, and I was able to meet so many people that I wouldn't have met if I ain't go through that. And it wasn't like no treacherous ass, bad feelings, ill will, and shit like that, but it was just like, it ain't work out as far as like, I should still be there, and we could, be eating together or whatever, but it go how it go. Yeah. But like I said, I got so many relationships from that shit. For sure. So much experiences that I can't, like, you can't even put no price tag on, like.
You can't quantify them.
Man, what? I can't, like, I've been in so many rooms that you couldn't even pay to get in, like, you know what I'm saying, like. Yeah, that shit crazy.
And then being independent, like, you kind of have your own say of what you make, what's put out, and different things of that nature.
Nah, for sure.
A lot of people think like when I get signed, they just gonna throw me a bag and then I'm gonna just keep making music. But it's real life a business. Like they low key own you in certain ways. They own your masters. They own different rights.
Depending on how you going. If you go in there with leverage and some knowledge, then you straight. But if you go in there with just talent and excitement. They gonna get you.
They gonna spank you. Yeah.
You need knowledge and motherfucking leverage. Otherwise, you gonna be cussing them out in a couple
down the
years.
road, and they just gonna show you the contract.
Because then even to be honest, it's like a lot of people look at it like, I say crew business or whatever, and it's a lot of other people look at it like just business.
Yeah, it's just
so
business.
It's like, and I'm one of the people that's, I done been able to see both sides of it, and I think, whenever you try and get over on somebody, it's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like, in that aspect, it's like, man, this is how it goes. So it's like, man, this your dog eat dog, motherfucker.
Just like life, but they just wearing suits and ties.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's like, they got to get you before you get them, or whatever, before somebody get them. That's how I look at it. So it's like, man, just going in and knowledgeable of that with some leverage.
Yeah.
Then you ain't got to face that, or you can play that game too. You look at somebody like Nipsey and like people like Ross and Hov and shit like that.
Did it
like
the right way.
you could see, little ways to go around it. But like, I was fortunate enough to not be stuck with nothing, or entitled to too much, or after rolling out.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to a young rapper in the DMV, that's trying to come up? He's making music. He kind of doesn't have a direction, but he has a goal. He wants to be big one day, or her. What advice would you give to a youngin'?
It's real cliche, but just keep doing you. Like, I done been told a lot of stuff. I done been suggested a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff that I'd be like, hell no. What the hell you talking about?
Yeah.
And then I hear from a lot of people, and I be like, what the fuck is everybody talking about? That's all these people talking about. And then I do the opposite, and then I done been, doors have been open, and, progress has been made. So it's like, not to say that everybody telling you shit is wrong. Of course, like, you shouldn't just shun off every information thrown at you. But I mean, like, as far as like, when you on your path and people ain't, probably ain't had the same fearlessness that you had to go down this path, it's like you can't expect them to understand all the time or be able to articulate in ways that you will understand, or ways that make you feel like you able to achieve your goal. Because a lot of ways that everybody else say shit sometimes comes off as, you can't do this. You need to do this, or you need to go the formal route, or what's the plan B, or like that shit. Like, it comes off like you can't do it, and that shit right there have you, some people believing that they can't.
Yeah,
but then it's another side that people that be like, shit, I watch. I'm gonna show you I can do this shit.
Show them, prove them all wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I feel you.
That's a lot of times my motivation. Because a lot of the times the people that say that be people that fuck with you, people that love you. Yeah. So it's like, nah, I'm doing this. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna do this, and you gonna be able to benefit off of it too.
Nah, I feel that 100%.
So you can't even watch. I can't wait. Like, I can't wait till you could be like,
Yeah.
It's almost like a little, assholeness in it a little bit, but it's like that's what
just
help
the way
drive,
it's gotta be. Yeah.
It is. That's what it is.
So what would you say your plans and goals are for this year? What you got cooking? Let the people know.
I'm trying to get the fuck outside, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I need life to be regular a little bit.
Yeah, this COVID shit honestly, crazy, bro.
But man, I'm just trying, show everybody this shit was worth it. And it wasn't, this shit wasn't for nothing. Yeah. That's how I look at it.
I feel you, bro.
I'm cleasing the dirt right now. I'm trying to score. I'm trying to get another Super Bowl for me. I'm trying to get that Brady 7.
Yeah, I'm sure, bro. Hey, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure you'll definitely get there.
Nah, for sure, man.
I appreciate you so much for being on the podcast, coming and rapping with me. This podcast is brought to you by Roy Water. Get your water today. This stuff is the real deal. If you need hydration, if you need replenishment as an athlete, as an artist in general, it'll get you right. So I definitely guarantee that y'all should go to Roy Water and cop that. But thanks for joining us today. It's been real. I'll definitely be in touch with you. I know it comes in a fancy container and everything. But we appreciate you having you. We'll see you on the next one. We'll be keeping up to date with you, and then we wish you all the best in the future. 100.
For sure, man.
The shit I make is timeless, and I'm constantly reminded. From here on out, it's only pluses and it's never minus. Until they see me on their timeline, they never mind it. Everybody on it now, they wanna get behind it. Still great even after when I close my eyelids. Go to sleep, have a dream, and change the way that I live. Had it good, just wanna make it better for me.